from Franklin Avenue to our parking lot, which is adjacent to the middle school. The property was looked at 10 years ago, roughly 10 years ago, and for whatever reason, it did not happen with that particular board, even though I think there were proposals out there to buy that property. Recently, the owner of the property was approached by a builder in town. Since he was looking to retire and sell that piece of property, approached the builder, or vice versa. And the owner of the building, being a Nutley graduate and a Nutley person, thought it would be better to approach the Board of Education, the Nutley Board of Education, which he did. We're talking about a piece of property that has 2 businesses on the first floor, apartments on the second floor, decaying garage in the back, and a lengthy piece of property. I know you're familiar with it. What frustrates me is a little bit is yourself being a finance person and looking forward to the future and growth. We're doing the same thing. To the Board of Education, that particular piece of property is, as they would say nowadays, a no-brainer to add on logistically to the middle school, to pick up our overflow of our grammar schools and move the 6th grade to the middle school. That's been our proposal since I've been on the board, and I think it's a good proposal. And having that property come up for us to look at seemed like a natural process for us. The assessed value of the property, as you know, is low, like our houses are assessed rather low. And probably because if you were to take that piece of assessed property at $670,000 and sell it to somebody, and they maintain that piece of property with 2 stores and 2 rental apartments above and a vacant garage in the back, that's probably what it would be worth. That's not our use, our planned use for that building, obviously. The planned use for that property would be to extend our middle school, move the 6th grades to the middle school, to give us the room to do whatever we need to do. So the value of the property increases, I think, quite a bit, certainly for the educational system in Nutley. That's the reason we're looking at the property. Has anything been signed off yet? No. We're talking to the commissioners, and the commissioners are aware of the tax loss. They, I won't say encouraged, but they are certainly aware of what we're doing. We've discussed it with them. They're completely on board with it. They know the plus that will bring to our school district. And as the school district goes the way the town goes, I think the commission will see that the same way we do. So we are actively looking at purchasing the property.
And I agree with the forward look. I do think we have a lot of available space on the schools that we already have. At the front of the middle school, for instance, if we're taking down the trees, it's a perfect time to just bump it forward. That you don't have to acquire any land, and you can take that 900,000, which really equates more to 1.2 million because of the loss of the 20 grand. So you're buying that for 1.2, you're gonna have to pay to knock it down. Then after you pay to knock it down, which I don't know where you're getting that money from, but after it's knocked down, then you're gonna have to build something. So once you build it, I don't know where that money's coming from either. So it would be nice if you guys would lay out a little bit of a plan rather than make it look like you're trying to slip this through.
No, Mr. Henning, that's what I'm trying to say.
I'm saying this is what it's coming across as.
That's your impression. That's your impression only.
No, that's not my impression only. It may be my impression. I'm not the only one who has that impression.
You're the only one that's spoken up with that impression. That's not the impression we're trying to pass on at all.
Okay.
We have done an extensive review of expanding that middle school. We did look at punching out the front of the middle school at a prohibitive cost because of the structure of that building. To retrofit that part of the building and punch out the front would be extensive. It seemed like a more natural fit to build a new building that extends onto the middle school. That's what we're looking at. And that's why you...
Well, I guess, Charlie, it would help if we had a cost comparison of it too. What is it to bump it out, and what is it if you're going to go on that other piece? Because you're going to have a flyover now. When you were acquiring that property before, we had a major construction project going on. There was no driveway coming down the side. You could have bumped off the back. You could put a bunch. It was a totally different story 10 years ago than it is now. And we were also getting matching money. I mean, this is totally different. So I understand what you're trying to do. I just totally disagree with the price that you guys are paying. He threw you over a barrel and you guys are swallowing it. I don't get it.
That's not the impression we were looking to give you. We're trying to explain what the reason was. If that doesn't satisfy you, then thank you very much.
If you get it for the right price, I think it's great. But if you're gonna overpay for it, I don't think it's great. It's like any businessman looking at it. If you're knocking the building down, it's not worth $900,000. I'm sorry, it's not. I don't care where the property is. It's not worth 900 grand if you're gonna level it.
Thank you.
Okay, anyone else like to be heard? See none?
Wait.
Sorry, Alan.